Hi there, I'm Roben-Marie Smith, and welcome to this video. I'm going to walk you through kind of a flip through of the 100-day project, days 11 through 20, where I'm going to just show you the pieces that I've created so far. And then in the second half of the video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to take one of those pieces and reuse it in a different way. We're going to use it in a small journal to create a couple little journal pages. So that way you can see some of the ways I'm going to be using these papers that I'm making in the 100-day project. So I hope you'll enjoy this and let me know if you have any questions. Enjoy! Hi there and welcome to the second 10 days, days 11 through 20 of the 100-day project, where I am incorporating tea bags, dried and clean tea bags, into paper collage and art that I can then use in other projects, or they could be standalone. Maybe use them in a journal, cut them up and use them in collage, frame them, whatever I decide to do with them. And I'm just going to go through and show you each day and talk a little bit about what I did. This is day 11, and this one was done on eco-dyed paper. You can see a lot of the imagery here from the flowers and the leaves that I did. And this one has quite a few tea bags on it. You see tea bag here, there's this little piece here, and then also here. I left the string on this tea bag. This one's really stiff, so I'm not 100% sure what I'll end up doing with this one. It feels really cool. Pastels I used, watercolor, pencils, and some white gesso. That's day 11. And then this is day 12, and this one is also from an eco-dyed paper. And I added a little bit of orange into this one. There's still some pink, a lot more of the dark color, a little bit more black. This is done with some pastel as well, and then some acrylic. And then the tea bag is here, and then there's a little bit of a tea bag on there as well. All right, so this is day 13. You can see kind of went through a little dark phase here. There's quite a few tea bags on this one. Here, 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 there's quite a few. And a little bit of hot pink there, acrylic, some coffee, there's a little bit of scribbling in, and I called that one done. All right, so this is day 14. I love this one too. I guess I like the ones that have a little bit more of the brighter colors. This I incorporated some orange into, some bright pinks, some ledger paper underneath the tea bags. This is a magazine page from Flow magazine. You can see the back. Simply, I just took the ones I liked. I put gesso on them. You can use clear or white gesso. And then I have what I need as a base to start working on my my collage and my page. And there's these little teeny little green parts that were in the page that I kind of like peeking through. So you never know what you're going to end up with. So definitely look at books and magazines for your pieces. This is day 15. And this one was done on a piece of construction paper. It's kind of stiff, and you'll see the tea bags are right here. And I did some ledger paper underneath. And the more layers, of course, the stiffer it gets and the more tight it is. I also am asked, do you seal it? Well, using the pastels, there are so many layers in here between the water and the coffee and the other things. Unless I feel like it rubs off a little bit, I will use some Pastel Sealer, and I like to use, this is a fixative, Sunolay Soft Pastel Fixative. I'll use that, but I use so much wet media that you'll be surprised how little it flakes off or rubs off once it's dry. It's almost like it sets it, but it just depends on how many layers I've put on it, but I will use the fixative if I need to. All right, this is day 16, and this one was also done on eco-dyed paper. You can see all the little flowers and the little imprints here. And this one I took a little different approach. I stuck with mostly whites and pinks and then a little bit of black to enhance it. There's a tea bag here and a light tea bag here. So not all my tea bags are brown. Not all of them are pink. I mean, quite a few of them are light in color. So I like this one. It's kind of different. I could see this being a good base for a journal page. All right, this is day 17, and this one was done on a, what do you call it, a prescription. This is a pharmacy prescription, a little prescription sheet, and I got a tea bag here and just a little bit of pastels and gesso and a little bit of watercolor on this one. So this was a quick and easy one. This is day 18. And again, I kind of went with some blues, a lot of little scribbles and circles. I was just kind of doodling mostly on this one. You can see some greens, some blues, and then of course the tea bag is hard to miss. It is right there, and this one was on newsprint. This one is day 19. Now for this one, this is actually the collage, and then I mounted it, I glued it down on some really rough, I think this is 400-pound watercolor paper, so it's on some watercolor paper. And this one has tea bag here, tea bag here, tea bag here. You can really see that tea bag. And then there's watercolor and more pastel, and I'm pretty sure this one started out, this one might have been newsprint, and I just kept layering up. And I used a heavy gel medium to attach it to the watercolor paper, because this watercolor paper is very rough. It's very textured, and so I needed something really strong to attach this to. And I could see this being framed or, you know, just hung on the wall. And then this is the last one, day 20. And this one was also on construction paper. And let's see, tea bag, I think is, I can see the string. So the tea bags here, these were the light tea bags. And then there's a little bit of one here as well. And more gesso, more watercolor and pastels. So that's day 20. All right, so that's days 11 through 20. I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, in this part of the video, I wanted to walk you through how I might use some of these papers in my own work, in other projects. So I have some of the papers from days 11 through 20, and then I have a small journal here. This is my transitions journal, and this was a free course that if you haven't taken, I hope you'll join me for, Transitions Journal. And I show you how to make a no-sew journal using tape. And I'm going to use this just to utilize some of these papers and just kind of work in my journal. So I'm kind of looking at the various papers that I have, and I'm not sure, I don't really think I want to use, I love this one, but I think I'm going to stick with maybe enhancing some of these colors. One of the pages in my journal is a painted piece of tracing paper, and I really, really like this. And I don't know that I want to alter this too much. So I'm kind of trying to decide how I might want to use this. And then of course I have across from it this text paper, and I might end up doing both sides. I haven't decided yet. Now I also have a few bits of scraps. I have some tea bags, some deli paper that has been painted with some white. I have another piece of scrap, and then just a variety of other pieces of random papers that I have here. I'm not going to maybe use my tea bag papers exclusively, but I want to have these here at the ready in case I want to have any other bits added. And then I have pastels, I have pencils, my watercolors, I have anything I might need in front of me to use. Now this piece, I really like this. I think it complements this nicely, but I'm not sure about the pink, so I'm still trying to decide. This one is really nice. It still has pink in it, but it's not quite as bright. So I'm still making decisions here. And that's not to say I couldn't cover this in some way, and maybe I will. All right, that's a possibility. Keep it kind of simple. And then work on this side. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the same piece or if I want to use more than one. I don't know. Maybe I will use the same one because it would complement it nicely. And this really looks kind of cool right there. It is a lot of fun though having parts of this already ready. All right, I'm going to commit to this one, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. This is day 16, by the way, of the 100-day project. This is my day 16 piece. Hear that crunch that tracing paper makes? It's pretty awesome. And I can still utilize the orange if I want to on this side. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks good. All right, so we're going to roll with that. I think I want to do something with this. What if I could put this paper in here? Oh, I forgot. I mean, I got tea bags. I can use those. Yeah, maybe I'll do it like that. Maybe we'll put a tea bag in there. All right, so let's tear this. All right, let's use the deli paper. And the tea bag. There, I like that. And then I might put a little, let's put some gesso on that. Ooh, that tea bag got wrinkled, but I like it. Yeah, that looks good. I like the way that looks. Sometimes it just takes the littlest thing to make it work. I still really like this right here at the bottom. So let's do this. Nope, I really liked it the first time, so I'm gonna roll with that. Still using day 16. All right, let's put a little bit of, I'm gonna put a little bit of white gesso on here, but I'm not gonna cover it completely because I really like some of that text showing through. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of watercolor on here, maybe even some of this pastel, maybe a little bit of the black pastel. Activate with water, just a little. You notice I'm removing some of that. I wasn't really happy with it, and sometimes you just gotta do something different if you're not really happy with it. And that's what I'll do. And plus it makes it look more layered. It's not as perfect. So I'm putting a little bit of espresso coffee grounds on here. And I want to lean, and I just use a spray bottle with a little bit of water. I'm just going to drip that. I really want this drippy look. And then I tore another piece of the collage paper on that. I wonder if I should, I don't know. I think I like that just the way it is. Maybe I'll add some marks here just to tie that in a little bit with the collage paper so it doesn't look like it's just sitting there. There, that looks a little better. I wonder if I could do white on that. Let's try this white pastel. Yeah, and see now it pulls everything together and the paper doesn't look like it's just sitting on top of it like that. Yeah, that's perfect. This is a white pastel by Sennelier. It's a soft pastel. I use the white and the black a lot, so I often buy the bigger sticks because I use a lot of black and white. Yeah, not real happy with that, so I think I'm going to end up going back into this and covering it, but that's okay. There we go. Oh, we'll just wipe part of it off. Perfect. Yeah, that works. And I still like the pencil mark, though, that you can still see. Maybe I'll go in here and do a little on this one, too. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Little piece of deli paper with some white paint on it. And I'm almost done with this one. I think maybe a little bit of pencil over here. Just to kind of, yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's see, maybe a little water. All right, yeah. Yes, I think that's done. And I do like that. And now I still have that orange on the other side if I want to use that. Yep, okay. So that was day, was it 16? Yep, day 16. Here's what's left. So now I use parts of it in a journal, and I also have bits that I can use for something else. And again, this was the Transitions Journal where I teach you free in a class how to make these little books without sewing. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoyed that.